Hello YouTubers, welcome to my channel Try It Yourself, and today I will do a 1 year review on my VEVOR portable refrigerator. Actually I have it almost a year and almost 2 months. So I'm not gonna go into small details. You can check my previous video about a lot of stuff that I mentioned in there. I will tell about stuff that I learned over this year, and to see if it's going to be useful. So first of all, a year and almost 2 months later, this thing is still working. And I am actually a heavy user of this fridge. Probably I doubt there is too many people in the whole world that would use this thing heavier than I do. I am expediter, driving a lot, thousands of miles every week, on average about 3,000 miles a week driving my van. And I have this thing sitting right beside my driver's seat. I made a pedestal because that area above the transmission is not flat, so I made a little build-up box so this thing would sit somewhat level. But driving on the road, you can imagine that it's a little bit bumpy and moving and stuff. So, but even with all of that stuff, this thing is actually working the same, exactly the same. So, and another thing is, most of the time, not most of the time, all the time, this fridge is packed full. So I wouldn't say that I'm using this thing, but I'm using it heavy. Like I said, I'm on the road normally on average about 5 days a week. So 5 days a week I'm on the road using the Quart with the 12-volt charger, and when it's at home my wife packed this thing for me, and she plugs over here with the 110 inside the house, because it takes some time to actually build up, or take the temperature down, I should say. Normally when you just plugged in, I actually put a camera on to confirm the timing and stuff. So it takes to the designated or desired temperature, it took me about 22 minutes, but it was empty, so I never set a camera on a full fridge. Obviously it would take a little bit longer because with all of the stuff, but then on the same time the temperature probably would hold inside the fridge much better with the cold food and stuff, and if you have like maybe cold frozen drinks in there and stuff. But anyway, so that's the positive stuff. The thing is still working, and it's actually working pretty much exactly the same way as I started using it in May of 2021. So 1 year and almost 2 months later, pretty much nothing have changed. I mean, very reliable. I am, this is my first one, so I don't know what to compare it to. So with this purchase, I am still happy. Now, so that's the positive stuff. Now I'm gonna show you or tell you not about the bad stuff. I wouldn't say the bad stuff, but something to keep in mind if you have something like this. So first thing is this chain. It's not heavy duty at all, and so never try to like yank it or open it hard. This is just to support for the door, for the lid not to fall off. So what happened to me once, I am driving it, like I said, on the road, and open this thing often with one hand, and when driving just pick up a drink or sandwich or whatever from here, from this fridge while I'm driving. So one time I opened this lid real hard, and one of those chain links actually snapped, so I had to unscrew it over here, redo it, and so one of it short. So since then I actually being very careful with this stuff over here. So keep that in mind. Like I said, it definitely not meant to abuse this door, but you know, just for the support. But anyway, just keep in mind this thing is not heavy duty. This is good enough to hold the door, but if you're going to be abusing, this thing can snap really easy. And like I said, in my case, it was really lucky that snapped just one at the top, because if it would be somewhere in the middle, I would have to find some kind of different stopping chain. So that's that. Another thing is temperature, and the normal fluctuation for the fridge about 4 or 5 degrees. This one is just outside that range, or maybe a little bit more than just. It's actually on average going 7 or 8 degrees. Why it's important? Because normally I go like you know, after trying different settings, I am going with the 36 degrees. So 8 degrees, it's actually going from 32 to 40, and you basically right there, right on edge, because 32 you start freezing your food inside, and let's say you have some salad or fruits or whatever, you know, going to the freezing temperature. If it's some kind of lettuce or something like that, you're gonna ruin it. And if it's go above the 40, 40 is pretty much right there is the edge when bacteria start multiplying. So 36, I say that's the maybe the one touchy subject about this fridge, that you know, it depends, I guess, whatever you're gonna be using there. If you put in drinks, you can go set on a lower, but normally I have it set to 36 degrees, and the thermostat has the fluctuation about 7 or mostly 8 degrees is actually when it cut down. When you set to 36, it cut down at 32, and when it's going up, it cut down at 40. That's where the compressor kicks in and it starts working. So that thing is just, you know, you should keep in mind. Another thing is that I never try using this thing just on the battery, so I cannot tell you how long it could work before it actually drain your battery dead. It has a few different settings, you can check on my previous video, but I never do that. My engine's always running, or I have this unplugged. And if I know ahead of time that I will have this fridge unplugged, I normally throw a few bottles of frozen water in there, and that basically keeps to extend the time a little bit. But just to give you an idea, you know, like on an empty fridge, when I turn in, house temperature with the inside the temperature was 66 degrees. It took 22 minutes to cool off to 32 degrees, and then 18 minutes it got to the 40, and then down, and you know, and so on. So normally if I put in there a bottle of frozen water, it's you know, just extend that time. But last thing I guess I should mention, that this thing is when it's unplugged, it actually you're gonna be in 50s, close to 60 degree within like half an hour, unless you're gonna have some colder maybe food in there, maybe it would extend some time. But if you unplug this thing, this fridge does not hold. Again, I have nothing to compare it to. I don't know if it's normal or not, but this is just information. So if you unplug this fridge, you have about, I mean, like I said, in half an hour you're gonna be in 50s. I mean, if it's a winter time outside, probably not, but I mean, if it's a summer and you have 90 degrees, half an hour pretty much, and your food is gonna be melting inside and stuff. So that's the 1 year review overall. Basically, to sum up, would I buy this fridge again? Yes, definitely yes, because in my case, like I said, this is you know, when I was reading about these fridges, I'm not some refrigerator expert, don't get me wrong, but I don't have nothing to compare it to. That's one thing. And another thing, after reading the reviews, they all about the same. You know, some people saying that they last about a year. Well, this one lasted a year and a month with a super heavy use, I'd say. So I'm super happy with that part. I mean, obviously it's already beat my expectations. And the size is mostly what's important, because the way it fit in my van. So I mean, if you just going camping and stuff, and it doesn't matter when you can stick in your you know, like a luggage compartment or in your trunk or whatever. For me, when I'm driving and it's sitting right beside my driver's seat, the size was super important, because, you know, I mean, the length, the width, everything. I mean, this one is just right. I'm not saying this is the only one, but my basically number one priority was the size, and this one was fine. The price was fine. I mean, this is one of the cheapest ones. So year later, excuse me, year later, I am still pleased with this product. So if you're looking for something like that, so this is a review 1 year later with a super heavy use. So if this video was useful for you, don't forget to shoot me a like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.